So with me for today for my speech, I have with me my aunt, my brother, my grandma, and my grandpa. Today I'm going to be talking about the game of basketball and the NBA and its history and how it's grown in popularity worldwide. The game of basketball and the NBA both have come a long way and have their shares of success. According to historyofbasketballincanada.com, in 1891, the game was invented by Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian who hailed from Almonte, Ontario. The NBA was not formed until 1946 because of two different leagues at the time: the American Basketball Association, the ABA, and the American Basketball League, the ABL. Players that gave the league some spotlight were people like Bill Russell, who was so dominant that they named the Finals MVP trophy after him; Wilt Chamberlain, who scored and remains to be the only player to ever score 100 points in a single game; Oscar Robertson, who was for the longest time the only NBA player to ever average a triple-double for an entire season. A triple-double is 10 or more points, 10 or more assists, 10 or more rebounds, or it can also be 10 or more blocks and steals. And Jerry West, he is so famous that he is still considered the NBA logo to this day. These were some of the NBA's very first stars that people came to see do spectacular things to help their team win the game. As time went by, other players came along like Julius Erving, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen. These individuals attracted so many more fans to watch the game. Watching Julius Erving dunk from the free throw line, Magic Johnson with his Showtime Lakers setting up his teammates with his flashy passes, and Larry Bird with his consistent shooting, this made the game more entertaining, giving the NBA more popularity. But the one person to most likely get everyone into the game of basketball is Michael Jordan. One of the, if not the best career a player could ever imagine. Jordan was everywhere, whether it was a Gatorade commercial, sneaker commercial, or starring in the movie Space Jam. Michael helped the league gain more popularity, and without him, some people may have never even considered playing basketball. Then you have someone like Kobe Bryant, who comes into the league in 1997 right out of high school, who people say he is Michael's twin, for they have a very similar style of play. Then in 2003, LeBron James enters the NBA, and there is no turning back from there. LeBron was the most covered and talked about basketball player when he was in high school. Another player with a successful career and is on television all the time. LeBron has many commercials and is always on social media talking about what is going on in the world. For example, LeBron made a comment about the presidential election going on at the time, and a Fox News reporter, Lauren Ingram, didn't appreciate LeBron's words and told him to, quote, "shut up and dribble." This was made into a big thing on social media, and a lot of people were on the side of LeBron, which just shows how the fans of the game and the players connect very well. Due to the amount of superstars growing in the league and the popularity of the sport throughout the world, corporations have capitalized and given these players more endorsements than we can imagine. For example, Michael Jordan and his Jordan apparel, LeBron James and the Beats headphones, and even the newest one with Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Damian Lillard, with them telling everyone to watch Hulu because it has live sports. Now we have people in the NBA like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and James Harden, who are doing things that fans keeping up with basketball would have never thought would be possible. Steph Curry shattering three-point records for one season. Kevin Durant, a 7-foot basketball player who moves like a shooting guard. And LeBron James, who has been in the league for 16 seasons, is still the best player in the game. And James Harden, who is making his defenders look silly while also making three-pointers like Steph at a high rate. The NBA is covered by many different television networks in our country. Stations such as ESPN, TNT, and ABC. Just to give us an idea of how many people tune in to watch an NBA game on ESPN, here are some numbers provided by Sports Media Watch. Paulson says, Cavaliers Celtics scored a 2.0 rating and a 3.2 million viewers on ESPN's NBA Wednesday this week. 54% in ratings and viewership from Bulls Cavs last year, 1.3, 2.1 million. Paulson also says, for an NBA game on a Thursday night for TNT on TNT Thursday, Warriors Rockets scored 2.9 million viewers and Thunder's Clippers 1.5 million, up 61% and 12% respectively from last year's doubleheader of Thunder Rockets 1.8 million and Lakers Blazers 1.4 million. For the NBA Finals, which is covered by ABC, has only dropped down the last year because of the Golden State Warriors being the most overpowered team in NBA history. But this year there are two to three different teams that might be able to give them some type of competition. The Houston Rockets, Boston Celtics, and the Toronto Raptors have all proven to be legitimate contenders this season to try to end the Golden State Warriors dynasty. The sport of basketball, compared to most other sports, is not that expensive to play, which gives it more exposure to people around the world. The reason why I have decided to talk about the growth of basketball and its popularity is because if you haven't noticed, it's my favorite sport. Basketball has taken me places and introduced me to many people in my life that I can call my friends. For example, I had the opportunity to play basketball at the Wells Fargo Center where the Philadelphia 76ers play. And I also got to meet NBA players like Lou Williams, Nick Young, and Andre Iguodala. As I said in my Get to Know Me speech, playing basketball and being good at it has helped me make more and more friends, even when I don't know anyone, when I first moved here. Basketball continues to be a space for me where I can just forget about all the issues that may be going on and just take whatever's stressing me out on the court. And if there aren't any questions, that's my speech.